Hey there, so today I'm going to teach you how to create a NationBuilder website using our proprietary Nation Media mega theme. If you find that you're keeping up with this pretty easily and you want to speed this process up, feel free to click the little gear icon in the bottom right of the YouTube video player and then click speed, and you can put it on 1.25, 1.5, or 2x speed, and that'll make it go a lot faster. Anyways, first things first. I'm going to actually start on the dashboard page, which is where you will start. So we're going to hover over website in our nation. We're going to click add new site. Add new site. We're going to put the name of our cause or campaign here. I'm just going to write mega theme tutorial, but obviously if your cause was called, protect our oceans, you would write protect our oceans. I'm just going to copy what's in the name field, paste it in the title field and the headline field. We'll leave the sub-headline field blank, and we'll write tutorial in the slug field. Now we're going to scroll down and choose the base site that I've shared with your nation. In this case, it's going to be mega theme tutorial, but what you will look for here is your organization name followed by mega theme. So it'll be protect our oceans mega theme. You would find that. You will not have as many blocks here as I have, so it'll be pretty easy to find. In the case of this tutorial, I will simply click Mega Theme Tutorial and then scroll down and click Launch Site. I literally already went through this process right before this video, so I'm just going to hover over website and click Mega Theme Tutorial. And so we see our base site, just a basic homepage, a join page to populate the sign-up forms, and a folder for the content blocks that we create. That's hidden because we don't want anyone seeing that. It just acts as a folder. Next step is to click Themes so as to establish the mega theme as the template that is used on this site. If I click theme, you would see some super top secret stuff that I can't show you. So I've actually already got this open in a new tab right here. So again, we just click theme. Next thing, and I can't remember if clicking theme brings you to current custom theme, public theme, but you want to click theme and then go to switch to a custom theme. We are currently on the master version of the mega theme. We want to get to the tutorial version of the theme that I created for this tutorial. So we scroll down, we see mega theme tutorial, we just click switch to, and that's going to establish the mega theme tutorial theme as the theme for this template. Yours will not be called mega theme tutorial. Again, it will be called protect our oceans mega theme, and you would click the switch to next to that. Okay, so we've established the theme as the template the website uses. Now it's going to land us on the templates. We actually want to go to files, and we'll just leave this tab open right here. Let's wait for this to load. All right, so we now have two tabs open. We have the theme files open, and we have the main backend page for the website that shows all the pages of the website. Pretty easy stuff. So pretty much what that's going to look like if we click live site. Is this. Taking a second to load. I don't know what's wrong with my internet. So, mega theme tutorial as the little stand-in logo, home. This is pretty much what the bare bones version of our mega theme looks like. What we are going to end up creating is what I have open in this tab right here, which is this. Scroll down, oops, let's get rid of that. You have all these homepage layout options, all these action pages going on. Oh, geez, I'm logged in. Hold on, let me log out. All right, let me show you that again. So this is the home page, and then you have all these action pages and stuff that I've already created for the demo site. Got some video going on this join action page, various interactive surveys, info pages like an about page, just basic stuff. So again, this is the demo site that you've probably already seen at megatheme.nationmedia.io. So we're going to end up creating something that looks just about like this. Right now it looks like this. The only other thing that you need to know is the lorem ipsum in this tab. I'm just going to be pulling Latin text as placeholder text from this window at various points while I'm creating this website. And then we've got the documentation for the theme at nationmedia.io/documentation. So again, we've built out this documentation for you, and you're actually probably already on this because that is where this video will live once I finish it. So back to the website that we are creating. First things first, we've got our home page. I'm going to click that. I'm going to click settings. And we're going to create the main headline that goes right here instead of home. I'm just going to write lorem ipsum dolor, so some placeholder Latin. Save page. I also don't really want comments on my home page or the stream, so I'm going to uncheck those boxes and click save. Then we're going to go to social media, and that's going to populate the subheadline under the headline. This is where I'm going to copy some Latin text from right here. So we've got settings, social media, save social media settings. Now this might be cached, so I don't know if it'll show up, but I'm going to reload this and see if those words come up. Okay. So, lorem ipsum dolor, and the subheadline I created. Pretty easy stuff. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a background video. Why don't we add a background video? I was only going to do a few images, but why don't we just add a video? So, give me 1 second to get the URLs of the video. Actually, I'm not going to add a video on this. It's actually too hard. So if you want to see how to do a video, just go to the documentation right here. Click home, no, not home page. All pages, background video. Right now there's no video here, but hopefully by the time you see this, there will be a YouTube video that specifically shows you how to implement a background video. So we're not going to put a video here. We're just going to put we're going to put 3 images. So the first image, I'll put Big Ben. We can leave the headline action text blank. Page to feature will just be home. That is the slug of the page we are on, and the page the image will show up on. Go to my mega theme demo pics right here, and we'll just put Big Ben 1. So I've already got a bunch of demo pics here. So you should probably, when you're making your site, already have your pictures kind of lined up for you so you can just choose from them. So again, I'm just choosing the first Big Ben image I've got here. And click Save Featured Content Slider. Then I'm going to pick another image because you can put multiple images, and this is going to essentially be a slider. So I'm going to, which one I'm going to pick now? Probably do an Eiffel Tower one. I'll leave the headline action text blank. Page feature, again, just going to be the slug of the page we're on, which is home. And then we'll do the, I guess this Eiffel Tower picture. I don't really know which one it is. Save featured content slider. And then what I'll do is I'll add one more picture. I usually, when I put sliders as the hero section backgrounds, I usually do 3. I just feel like it, I don't know, intuitively it makes the most sense to me. And then lastly, we'll choose another image. We'll do, what are we going to do? We'll put Yosemite. I'll put Yosemite in the label. Again, this doesn't actually matter, the label field right here. I just call it something descriptive, but it's not going to show up or anything on the site. Again, we'll just put home right here. We'll click Save Featured Content Slider. All right, so we've established our background images. Let's reload this page and see if it's not cached. Sweet, it's not cached. So we've got the Big Ben picture in the background. We've got the Eiffel Tower image. It's obviously just the base of the Eiffel Tower. And then we've got Yosemite. So that is how you establish a background image slider on any page, much less the home page. So these pictures will just fade in and out. Obviously, you can still fill out the form, so it doesn't affect that. So it's really pretty cool. I think on this picture, on this homepage, most of these images, like the Big Ben image, Big Ben is on the left, but the sign-up form is blocking it. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the form and the content to the right. All we do here is back at the homepage, settings, layout, form, right. I'm not going to reload this yet because it's still going to be cached, but when we come back to it, we'll see that the form has now moved to the right and the text is now aligned to the right. So it all just does that automatically for you. What we've got next is, let's do this first. So you'll notice that it just goes from the hero section right here to the footer. You can have some content on your home page. You can either use these content blocks. It's going to take a minute to load because there's a lot of content blocks. You can use these content blocks here, and we will implement some of those in a few minutes. But first, I want to show you that basically you can either have normal content on the home page. So if we click content right here, we're going to copy a bunch of text from the lorem ipsum. And then we are going to click the little word icon. We're going to paste our content in the little pop-up that comes up. You cannot see this on this video, but a little pop-up will come up, and we'll click insert. And then we'll have our content obviously here. We'll click save content. And then we will reload this page, and hopefully the form is on the right now again. All right, so we see the form move to the right. Big Ben's now clearly visible. The Eiffel Tower didn't really matter for that, but I think it made the picture of Yosemite look a little bit better too. Yeah, so you got this nice sun thing glare. All right, if we scroll down, we obviously now see that it doesn't just go straight to the footer. It creates a content section here. So this is all the content I pasted in. So again, if this is blank, nothing is going to show up in between the hero section and the footer. If it's not blank, if you have something in there, it is going to show up. The alternative, and this is what I actually have been doing a lot lately, is I actually don't have just normal content here. So what I will do is I will delete all this. I actually have a blog page. So if we go to the demo site, the megatheme.nationmedia.io, and we scroll down, we notice we have our latest blog post showing up here instead of any content section. So to make that happen, we have to create a blog page. So I'm going to create a new page. I'll just title this News. You can title yours Updates, News, anything you want, blog even. We're going to scroll down. We're going to click Blog. Make sure it's published. We are going to include it in the top nav, and then we'll click Create Page. This is going to prompt us to post our first post. So I'm just going to call this Lorem Ipsum Dolor 1. If we click the slug, it's just going to auto-populate it, make sure it's published, and then we'll click Create Blog Post. The before the flip is what's going to show up in excerpts. So we're going to get a little nice excerpt going on here. I'll copy just a couple sentences of the lorem ipsum. We'll click the word icon because you never want to paste anything directly into the content editor. Paste in the pop-up, insert, and that's the before the flip content. Now we need some after the flip content as well, so I will go ahead and copy a little bit more of the lorem ipsum. We'll go to the after the flip, click the word icon, paste it in there, insert, save content. So the actual blog page is going to have the before the flip combined with the after the flip. The blog excerpt that's going to show up on the home page is just going to have the before the flip content. So I'm going to click Save Content. Solid. So that's our first blog post. So I'm going to go back to the news using the breadcrumbs because that's the parent blog page. It's going to land us on posts and subpages, recent posts. I'm going to open up 2 new post tabs. We're going to call this lorem ipsum dolor 2, slug, publish, create blog post, lorem ipsum dolor 3, published. All right, we're going to get some lorem ipsum text again. I'm just going to do this quick so I don't bore you. We're going to paste that into the after the flip. Again, we're going to paste this into the after the flip. Then I'm going to get the first few sentences and paste it into before the flip. All right, so now we have 3, and now I'm just going to exit out of these because they don't matter anymore. So we're back on news, which is the parent blog page. Now, if I reload this, it's going to show 3 blog posts. So now we have our blog page. Now what we want to do is get it to show up on the home page instead of the content section or instead of nothing. So I'm going to click Settings. All I'm going to do is type in Layout Homepage Blog. That's literally all you have to do. And then your blog post will show up on the homepage. The only other thing is click Blog Settings. I usually don't like to show 10 posts if we have them on the homepage at once. So I usually change this to 5. We only have 3 posts, so this doesn't even matter. But usually I change this to 5 when I am showing this page on the homepage. Otherwise, it's going to be a super long section on the homepage. So if we go back to the actual live site, remember I deleted this from the homepage content section, so when I reload this, it should have those blog posts. There we go. So we have news, which is the title of the blog page, lorem ipsum, and we have the latest posts. Great. The only other thing here is we have the headline of news. That's going to be populated by the settings news. If we want to give that a sub-headline as well, we can click social media. I'll grab some lorem ipsum text, and we'll put it in the excerpt. And then it'll probably be cached, but when I reload this next, it'll have news, but then it'll also have that sub-headline below that and above this red bar here. So again, that'll look like this. So that's all you have to do to create your home page. Has the background image slider, headline, sub-headline, sign-up form, latest blog post on the home page, we'll sign-up form right there, and then the footer. What should I show you next? So we created the blog. All right, what we'll do next is we'll show you how to we'll put the content blocks in. So again, if you go to megatheme.nationmedia.io /content blocks, you'll see the entire selection of content blocks you have to choose from to put on your home page. So what I think we'll do is we'll use the intro with video block. Because I'm actually building this site for a client and co-opting it for this tutorial, and he wanted the intro with video block. So that's this block right here, lorem ipsum dolor, got a video on the right button to click learn more. So on this blocks page, intro video, this is a good introductory block that combines a link to an internal website page with a piece of media. That piece of media can be a video, an image, a map, whatever you want. So to use this content block, we will click the use this content block thing. And then these are the instructions for using this content block. Now I've memorized this, so I don't actually need to use it, but you would basically just follow these instructions to create your intro with video block. So again, we're going for something that looks pretty much like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the Megatheme tutorial. I'm going to use the breadcrumbs to go back to the main backend page. And I'm going to go to blocks folder because this is where we place all our content blocks, subpages, new subpage. I'm going to call this intro with video. I just tab to the slug and it's going to automatically populate. Status is hidden. Basic page type, create page. Don't want it in the top nav or anything like that. So first step is we want to populate the headline and the sub-headline. Again, as with everything, that's just going to be the settings headline, lorem ipsum dolor, save. Social media, let's go to lorem ipsum, get some text going on here. Copy that, paste it into the excerpt. Boom. So we've taken care of these two things. Now the button. So the button, we go to settings, title. We're going to delete what's in the title here. I'm going to type in learn more. I'm going to type in the vertical bar. And then I'm going to type in, I'll probably just type in news since I've already created that page. That is just the slug of the page that we want this button to link to. So again, that's the slug. So learn more, the button text, vertical bar, not an L or a 1, vertical bar, and then the slug of the page we want it to link to. Click Save Page, and we're solid there. Now, the last thing is the piece of media. So in this case, I use this placeholder video. How do I share this? Try and get the URL of this.
So I'm going to challenge Bill Gates, my partner in Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg,
new plan.
Netflix.
I'm going to look for a placeholder YouTube video. Okay. 7 videos. All right, I like this placeholder YouTube video. So I'm going to copy the YouTube video's URL as opposed to the share, like the embed code. We don't want the embed code. We literally just want the URL of the YouTube video. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to intro with video. We're going to go to the content section, and I'm going to paste it in on its own line right here. Click Save. And we have now populated, you'll see it come down here, the intro with video block. Now we have to implement it into the template. So now we're going to actually go back to the theme files that we had open from before. I'm going to just do a Command F, and then I'm going to search NM blocks. Oh, sorry. I think it's HP blocks before content. All right. So we have two options here. Nation Media homepage blocks before content. That would place the block before this content news section. Or we have Nation Media homepage blocks after content, which would paste it after this news section and before the footer. In this case, I think we probably want the intro video block above the news section. So obviously I'm going to choose the before content. I'm going to open that in a new tab just so we keep the theme files open. You'll see we paste the block shortcodes underneath here. So the shortcode for here, which you can just copy and paste from this, and actually I'm just going to copy and paste from this, so I'll type it out. I just click this to copy this code. I'm going to delete what I already typed, and I'm just going to click paste it in. We need to replace your slug here with the slug of the page I created, which is, we go to the settings, intro video, we'll copy that, and I'll paste it in here. So this is the shortcode for this block. Save and publish changes. Now, lastly, we need to find NM styles. No, not styles. NM blocks.scss. We need to open this in a new tab. This is where we're gonna paste the styles for the block. Again, this is all in the instructions, so I just need to copy this second piece of code right here, the second shortcode, paste it into this file. There we go. Now, when I reload the MegaTheme tutorial website homepage, we are going to see the intro video block, hopefully, below the hero section and above the news section. Wait for this to load here. All right, so if I scroll down, cross my fingers, there we go. So we got the lorem ipsum dolor, got the subheadline, we got the learn more that goes to the news page, we got the video. Sweet, so you have now replicated this content block right here for your site. Pretty easy stuff. The next block that my client wanted is the sign-up bar. Perhaps combine these first into a bar with a video and a sign-up. I don't see that in the list. All right, we're probably not going to do that because we already have the sign-up bar right here and also right here. So now he wants the small blog post cards. So we're going to scroll down on the content blocks until we find the small blog post cards. Which are hopefully coming up. We have a lot of blocks for you to choose from. All right, so these are the blog post cards big. If you want to use that, you just click this button, and this is what they look like. Blog post cards small is what the client wants, so that's what these look like. Sweet. So we're just going to click this, use this content block. Although I actually hadn't realized, if he has the news page right here, which is showing his latest blog posts, he probably does not need these small blog post cards either. But for the purposes of this tutorial, no, actually I'm not going to do it. I'll do another block. So yeah, he probably doesn't need those blocks. So the next block he wanted was the block button. So we're going to scroll up to the block button block. I think it's up. All right, so we're going to use this block button with background right here. Block button with background. All this, it looks like that. You basically have a headline, a subheadline, and a button. Pretty simple stuff. Use this content block. This is all we have to do here. It kind of looks a little bit in-depth, but it's really pretty easy, as you'll see when I do it in the tutorial. So again, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the blocks folder using the breadcrumbs, new subpage, block button. Again, this is an arbitrary name. It doesn't really matter. And then we'll click status, hidden, basic page type, create page. Really easy stuff going forward. Headline, lorem ipsum dolor, which is going to be this, and then this Latin below there. We're going to click save page here, and then social media excerpt. There we go. That's going to be the subheadline. Now the button, again, same as in the first block I showed you. Get rid of the title, learn more. Again, this is just anything you want. You can write whatever you want here. It's just going to be the text of the button. And because it's the only other page I've created, I'm just going to write the news slug. So again, button text, vertical bar, slug of the page you want the button to link to. Save page. Next up, settings, featured content sliders. We're going to do the background image for this block. Works the same way as all the background images in this theme, though this block does not take multiple images as it does not have slider functionality, so it only takes one. So I'm going to choose my file. What should I choose? We'll do the woman and the child. Open. Child, page to feature. This really doesn't matter, but I just write home, so the slug of the home page, because that's the page the block is going on. Save featured content slider. Now we need to paste it in the template, so we're going to go to use this content block. Click here to copy this code. So this is the before content. We'll go ahead and put this in the after content. So I'll search these theme files for after content. We find it here, NMHB blocks after content. Open it in a new tab. We'll paste the shortcode right there. Your slug here, that's going to be block button. So I'm going to go to settings, copy the slug, paste it in your slug here. That's the structural shortcode. Now we have one more shortcode to paste in. Click here to copy this code. Go to the SCSS, NM blocks SCSS. Paste that in, save and publish changes, and we will reload the home page. All right, so all that's pretty much the same. We have the intro video block. We have the news block with our latest blog posts here in the sign up form. And we have our block button block. So that's it. We click this, going to go to the news page, and then we have our footer. So we have essentially replicated this block right here. Sweet. So another thing I noticed is I don't really like the look of this without a subheadline. So mega theme tutorial. And we're going to go to lorem ipsum. We're going to get some text here. We're going to probably just a short headline, so I'll copy this. We're going to go to the page. We're going to use the breadcrumbs to go back to the main backend page for the website, site settings, subheadline. So remember, we left this blank when we created the site. Now we're going to put something there, and that's going to populate the subheadline on the sidebar form throughout the site. Save site. This might be cached. Let's give it a go. Oh, sweet, it worked. So now we have the headline and the subheadline. I think that looks a little bit better for the form. So let's just assume this is our homepage. I think this is a pretty average homepage that someone will want to use with the mega theme. We've got 3 blocks. We have the hero section, 1 block, content section with the latest blog post, sidebar sign-up form, and another block, and then the footer. So I think that's pretty normal, not too much, not too little. So let's create some interior pages. We'll go ahead and create we'll go to pages right here. We'll create an about page because most organizations will need that. Published, basic, include in top nav. Let's get some lorem ipsum text. Paste in using the word icon, then clicking insert. Sweet, so we now have a bunch of content here. Let's get some pictures in, and I'll show you how I do pictures. We'll do 2 examples to make them look really good in the content section. So you'll notice on the demo page here, info pages, about. Again, this is not the site we are working on. This is the demo mega theme. We've got a video right here, got a block quote. So I'll just basically replicate this actually. So for the video, no, I'll just literally replicate this, I think. So let's get our placeholder video. Again, I'll just search YouTube placeholder video. This one has a good color scheme. So in the about section, what I'll do is I'll paste it in right here on its own line. I will make a headline right here, lorem ipsum galore. We'll make this an H3. Then we've got the little subheadline, then the video. We're going to click, oh, and then I'm going to actually make this a block quote. So that's going to be, a block quote is going to have the this little shaded area. It looks kind of cool. So we'll highlight it, and then we'll click block quote. Great. We're still in the block quote. I'm going to give the quote an author of lorem ipsum. I'm going to italicize this. Do I have it? Yeah, so it's italicized here, and this is bolded. Bold. So now we've got the video, the heading, the video, and the block quote, and then I'll just create a dummy link here. So we'll make, I don't know, condimentum vivera a link. I'll highlight it, we'll click the little chain link right here, and I'll just put a hashtag. You can do that if as a placeholder instead of the real link if you don't have it yet. Click insert, save content. So if we view the live page for this, we will now see that it has the headline, has a little bit of text below the headline, we've got the video, and the block quote right here. So what's next? Let's get a picture right here, and a picture. So we'll get a wraparound picture where the text wraps around the image, and then we'll put a full width image. So I will go ahead and do that right here. So for the wraparound picture, actually, first of all, click Files. Open that in a new tab. Select the images you want on the page. So the images that I want on the page are I'll just put the turtle and London Bridge. Open. So now these images are attached to our About page and we're free to use them in the content section. I will exit out of here, but all we did was click Files for the About page. So now I'm going to click for the wraparound image in the top left of the text that I want to wrap around it. And then I'll click the tree right here and the pop-up's going to come up. You probably will not be able to see this. But it's going to show a thing called Image List with a drop-down. I'm just going to select London Bridge from the image list. For alignment, I'm going to choose left in the drop-down. Dimensions, I'm going to, in the first box, which corresponds to the width, type in 35%. That's about my default. And I'll leave the height blank. I will leave everything else blank, and then I will click Insert. So now we have the text wrapping around the London Bridge image. The last thing we want to do, so this text is not awkwardly hugging the image really tight, is we'll click the image, and then we'll click, so it's selected, then we'll click these double A's, another pop-up will come up. You cannot see this, but we'll click Box tab. We'll uncheck Same for All in the bottom right quadrant that says Margin, so we'll uncheck Same for All. And then for the right margin, we're just going to type in 15 and make sure it's on pixels. And bottom, we're going to type in 8 and make sure it's on pixels. Click Apply, and then Update. And we'll see now it's not hugging the image. So that's how we create a wraparound image like this so it looks clean. I see a lot of websites have wraparound images, but it doesn't look very clean because the text is either right on it or whatever. But this looks pretty clean. Lastly, we will do a full width image. So like this coral reef right here, we're going to use a picture of a turtle. We'll put that right underneath right here. So what I'm going to do is create its own line. So I'm just going to click Enter. So there's its own line right here. We're going to click the tree image again, or the tree icon. From the image list, I'm going to click the turtle image. I don't have to give it any additional settings. I just click Insert. It's going to look bad in the content editor, but don't worry about that. It's going to look fine on the actual page. So we're going to click Save Content. And then let's take a look at the live page. So we have the video that we did. We have the block quote. We have the link I made. We have the text wrapping around this London Bridge image. And then we have the full width turtle image. Great. So that's how we basically manipulate the content section to look how we want. So last thing we're going to do is this applies to all pages pretty much. We're going to give it a background image slider and a subheadline. So I'm actually just going to copy this subheadline because remember right now ours doesn't have any background images and it doesn't have a subheadline. So to create the subheadline, as with all pages, go to Settings, Social Media, Excerpt, Save. Now we have a subheadline. For the background images, again, as with all pages, we're going to go to Featured Content Sliders. That's under Settings, Featured Content Sliders. We're going to choose 3 images. I will choose the Grand Canyon. Page to feature the slug of the page we're on, which is about, or you can just copy it from right here and paste it in. Save. All right, now we're going to choose another file. We will choose Sydney, Australia. Page to feature about. Save. And lastly, we will choose we'll choose elderly care. Save. Now let's take a look, and this page should now pretty much look like this page. Great. So we have, is that the Grand Canyon? If it's not the Grand Canyon, I apologize. So we have what's a desert, what looks like a desert at least, Sydney, and elderly care image. With our subheadline that we populated, we scroll down, we get our sign up form, We get all this other content. So this is just a basic informational page that you can create with the Mega theme. Now, we've already created the news page, which is the next page my client wanted. Again, the news page has a subheadline but no background image, so this is what it looks like when that's the case. We scroll down, we see our blog posts. We see, if we do a demo of one of the blog posts, it'll have the date here, the published date, and the title, and then all this stuff. If you don't want these content or these comment boxes, all you have to do on any page, you can do it. You can disable those site-wide, or you can disable those on an individual page. You would just basically go to the settings for that page and uncheck allow comments. Usually when I do that, I also uncheck show stream. Another thing is if you don't want the sidebar, so let's go back to the about page. If you don't want the sidebar on any page, you can just, so that's this. When you're not logged in, it's this. You can basically uncheck show sidebar, and the content will then just be centered without this. Pretty basic stuff. All right, now let's create some action pages. So we'll create a sign up page, a volunteer page, a donate page, and an event page. Maybe not an event page because that takes a while. Maybe though. It doesn't take a while, it's just kind of annoying. All right, we'll use the breadcrumbs to go back to the main backend page for the website. I'm going to actually exit out of these other theme pages. We still have the main theme page open to complicate things. So you'll notice one thing I like to do is keep my backend organized. We don't have 1,800 different pages down here. Everything is organized. I usually have as few top-level pages as I can with a lot of folder structure type stuff and nested pages and all that. So we'll create a new page. We will create our volunteer page right now. Actually, no. To illustrate what I just said, we're going to create a get involved page. This is something I frequently do, so it's pretty useful. So the get involved page is actually just going to be a title for the top nav bar. Right here, published, redirect. Redirect. So this is literally not going to do anything other than display in the top nav and hold the other pages, the other action pages. I'm going to leave that blank. And then, so this page, we're going to click subpages. Now I'm going to create the volunteer page. Volunteer, published, and the slug auto-populates. Volunteer sign up down here, include in top nav. So this is the back end of the volunteer page. What we'll shoot for is, no, I don't even know why I have this page up. We're going to shoot for something that looks more like this petition setup, with a headline, a subheadline, a background image slider, and the form. So a full page form. So I really like these as action pages. They work really well as well. So first things first, we'll do the subheadline. I will just do volunteer today. Sorry, the headline, volunteer today. Now for the subheadline, I'll just copy and paste some of this text. Again, we'll go to social media excerpt, save. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some volunteer roles by going to volunteer settings, roles. I'm just going to add 3. So we're going to do knock on doors. I'm going to make the tag volunteer knock doors. I usually make tags all lowercase separated by hyphens. So that's how I keep it kind of clean. Add volunteer role, make phone calls, volunteer phone calls. And what's another one? Host a party. Volunteer host party. So what those are going to correspond to are these checkboxes right here. All those, so you can check these if you're a user. So we've got our volunteer roles, we've got our settings headline. Because we are using a full page, action page, we're not going to have any like main content. So under volunteer settings, basics, if you scroll down, you have the main content box. We're not going to put any content there because we don't need it. So now the only thing really left to do is in the settings, featured content sliders, add our image slider. Again, we do that the same as we do all of them. I'm just going to use a coral reef. The slug of the page it's on. Oh, there is one more thing we have to do after this, so hang tight here. What will we do now? We'll put a library. Volunteer page. And then we'll show Canada some love. I don't think I've done anything Canadian yet, so we'll do the, I think it's called the House of Commons. Hope I have my terminology right. Where is that? Right here. Save featured content slider. So now we have our imagery up. So the last thing we want to do to make this a full page background image, or like a full action background image thing, is we want to go down here and type in layout full BG. So when now when we click live page, it should have all worked properly. Great. So we have our headline, we have our sub-headline, we have our volunteer roles, we have our image slider, and we have our volunteer form on the right over here. As with basically all pages, if you want, you can move the form to the left, layout form left, and then this form will be on the left, and this will be on the right. Let's see if that works. So it's still cached, which means it might not work for a few minutes, but just imagine since I did that, the form is now on the left and the text is on the right, but it's cached, so it's not going to show for a few minutes. I'm just going to get rid of this. Actually, we'll just leave it, and then when we come back, it should show up properly. So that's our volunteer page. Our donate page. So let's create a donate page. Mega theme tutorial using the breadcrumbs. We'll go again under get involved. We'll click the one. That's going to take us to that page's subpages. We're going to click new subpage. Type in donate. Donate. Published. Donation. Include in top nav. Yes. We haven't set up our bank account, and I'm not going to in this tutorial, but obviously you would need to set up a bank account to accept donations. We'll create a nice little goal here. So we'll do, I don't know, let's do $1 million. Sweet. Save settings. What we will do here, we'll do a page that looks kind of like the endorsements page. So we've got like our featured image, we've got the headline, sub-headline, and we've got a goal here. And then we've got the form on the right. So to do that, we'll do the headline first. We'll just change this to donate today with an exclamation point. We'll get ourselves a sub-headline, settings social media again, paste that in. Sweet. We'll give it, so when we do this layout, it only takes one featured content slider. So I'm just going to do one. We're going to do Sydney because I know it's the shortest image I have, and I don't want it to take up too much height. So page to feature, the page we're on, choose file. Let me search for Sydney in my Mega Theme demo pics. Why is that not coming up? I don't know. Sydney. That's Sydney, but that's not the picture I want. I want the really skinny one, or the short one. Sydney 3. Okay, Sydney 3, that's what I want. All right, save featured content slider. So again, we're only doing one, and then the last thing we need to do is go to settings. Give it the tag layout, no header. So on most pages, like this about page, it's going to have this header section, this hero section. We don't want that. We want it more like the endorsements page that basically gets rid of that and moves the hero section into the content area. I just kind of like that for action pages. So we'll click Save Page, and we will see what our donate page looks like now. Again, if you wanted to, sweet. So this is not showing up really well because, hold on one second. Goal for amount raised, goal for number of donors, maximum donations. It's not letting me put in a number of donations, but normally it'll look like this. You have the amount of donations, and then the goal of donations, and then the progress bar. Here, because I just created this page and we don't actually have any donations yet, it just has the goal, but usually it would look really nice like this. But for now, it just looks like that. We have the headline, the subheadline, we have our donation form. Our donation forms are they're really awesome for NationBuilder. We've put a lot of great features in it. Super secure. If you click $100, it's going to show up down here so no one forgets how much they're donating and all that. So yeah, this is a donation page. Pretty basic stuff. Again, if you wanted to, you could have created a donation page that looked like this with like a full background image slider. I'm just trying to show you the full gamut of the action page layouts. So this is another example of a donation page, but ours just looks like this. All right, so that's the donation page. Now, a sign-up page. So we use the Mega Theme tutorial to go back. We already have a sign-up type page, so I'm just going to use the existing one. It's called Join, that comes with your Mega Theme. We'll go Settings. We'll put this under. This page is a subpage, Get Involved. So that's going to move this under Get Involved. We'll give it a headline, Join Our Cause. And then let's give it a subheadline. We'll use some lorem ipsum. Settings, social media. What layout do we want to do? Action pages, we've already seen the volunteer, the endorsements, the petition, vote pledge, money bomb, sign up, donate. So again, you can use any of these layouts for the action page. I'm just going to use, which one do I want to use? Let me show you no content. So this is going to be the same as the volunteer page we made, except it's not going to have any content. It's just going to be a form. I also like those a lot for action pages. So we're going to go to Settings, Featured Content Sliders. We're going to give it, I'm just going to give it one image this time. You guys, I'm sure, get the point about using 3 images and having an image slider. I'm just going to use a tiger. Join, save. So now, again, this is going to look like the, is it the volunteer page? No. Oh, this is just going to look like the sign up page on this site where it's just the form. No content or anything. Settings. Layout, layout, no content. Again, that's under the settings tags. Layout, no content. Let's go ahead and take a look at the page. Sweet, so we got the nice looking tiger and we've got just a form. Now, if you use the tag layout no content, so there's no content over here, but you have content in that page's main content section, so sign up settings, intro, that's what it's called for the sign up type pages, sign up settings intro. So if you have a little bit of content in there, and you're using the tag layout no content, which obviously we're using, that little intro is going to show up as a subheadline in the form. So if we reload this, hopefully it comes up. No, it's not coming up. That's fine. It'll come up later. Let's use this as a good time to check our volunteer page to see if it's on the left. Great, it is on the left. So remember, we put the form on the left and the content on the right. Let's check the join page again. Oh, also, join's not in the top nav. Settings, include in top nav. Save. Let's go back to the join page. Let's reload this. All right, it's still cached, so we'll come back to this in a second. But it reminds me, I don't like the way my top nav is ordered. I want get involved on the far right, about first, and news second. So we'll use the breadcrumbs to go back to the main backend page, top nav. We'll change the order. There we go. And that's going to be the new order of our top nav. Also, this is a good time. I want a big red donate button in the top right of my nav. How do we do that? Oh, and I also want it, sorry, where is this? I also want it as a button right above my footer, just like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Pages. I'm going to find the Donate page. Oops, sorry, wrong thing. We're going to go Mega Theme Tutorial, the main page in the back end, Supporter Nav, first button. Donate today, and donate as the slug of the page you want to link to. So if we save this, and we reload this page, the tutorial theme, we now have the big red donate button up here. But we do not have it if we go to the home page. Oh, also our top nav order changed, remember. If we go down to the home page, we don't have the big red donate button right here. To do that, we simply add the vertical bar, not a 1 or an L. We do layout, footer, button. That's where we just were supported nav buttons when we created the button in the top nav. So it's probably still going to be cached, but we'll come back and look at that in a second. Going back to get involved, we see our join page. So we now see the subheadline in the form that we put in the sign up settings intro field. Again, if we did not have layout, no content, so if there was content here, or if we didn't have this full big background image going on, wrapping the entire section, this would show up just in the normal content section, just like the about page or something. Right? And so, if that were the case, you could put a lot more content here than you would if you are putting it inside the form. So if you know it's going to go inside the form, you really don't want a whole lot of content. If you know it's not going inside the form, then feel free to put as much content as you want. Hope that made sense. So we just have our basic join page. Looks like a great landing page. Sweet. So if we go back to the home page, let's check and see if our footer button is ready. It is. Donate today. So again, all we did was we went to supported nav buttons, donate today, donate. That put it in the top nav, and then we added layout footer button. That put it in the footer. Sweet. Oops, I am on the wrong thing. That put it in the footer. Awesome. All right, so any other pages left? That's probably all I need to show for this tutorial. We've got some blocks in. We've got a lot of action pages in. Again, all of this stuff that I just did can be found in the documentation. So for the action pages, all of these layouts I was doing with the layout no content, layout full BG, and layout no header, that's all right here. The homepage stuff, for example, the homepage blog, you go to content section, normal content section, blog section. It's exactly what we already did. Top navigation bar, top navigation buttons. That's exactly what we did here with the donate today. So the big red button right here. Sweet. Footer buttons. That's exactly what we did to get that same button in the footer. So it's all in the documentation here. This is pretty much just an intro, or not an intro, but an average. You're going to want to do more specific stuff for your themes. I was just kind of getting an average tutorial up here for the average customer. Is there anything else I want to show on this theme? I don't think so. So again, we've got, social media. I guess that's one thing. So you'll notice here I've got Nation Media's social media connected. We've got the Twitter connected as well. So like buttons, follow, like, or the Facebook feed. On the actual sidebar, it shows the social media. Obviously on this theme, I have not connected my Facebook or Twitter to this website, so it's not showing up. But all you would do to get that social media connected is in the documentation, social media, connecting Facebook and Twitter, then it's just automatically going to show up here. So this is a pretty good, I think, tutorial of what's going on. Oh, also it'll show up right here. Facebook, Twitter icons. So yeah, I think this is a good example of how to pretty quickly create your mega theme. This took me about an hour to make a pretty awesome NationBuilder site. So I think you'll like what we have to offer. All right, thanks for watching.